You're listening to the WaxPackHero Sports Card Minute, a podcast where we discuss both the hobby and business sides of collecting. I'm your host, Mike Summer, and I want to help you buy, sell, and trade your way into a collection you'll love. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the WaxPackHero Sports Card Minute. Today, we are going to kick off a little mini-series, and we're going to be focusing on COMC for the next couple episodes. It's one of my favorite sites. It's one of the platforms I both buy and sell on, and so I thought I would do a little bit of a deeper dive into COMC. I'm going to cover buying, I'm going to cover submitting items for resale, and I'm also going to cover flipping. Today, we're going to focus on buying. And I thought I would go straight to the source to kick things off, and I'm going to bring in James Good from COMC, and we're going to talk a little bit about some of the buying strategies and tips for new COMC customers. So with no further ado, I'm going to go ahead and start the interview with James. Well, today we have a special guest. James Good is joining us from COMC. James is a podcaster. He's a content creator, blogger, gamer, even a TikToker, I believe. James, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, no problem. I'm glad to be a part of it. I follow along with your content pretty well, and it's always a good read, and now it's a good listen to. So yeah, I'm pleased. I'm really happy that you decided to invite me on, and happy to talk about COMC and anything else that might come up.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciated it. When I decided to do a little series here on COMC, I figured I wanted to hit it at a few different angles, and there was enough here, I think, to talk about on the site that I wanted to break it apart into a few different episodes. And so I knew I wanted to have you on for at least one of those episodes. And I think today, if we can focus on a little bit about if somebody is new to COMC and focus in a little bit about some of the advantages of using COMC as a place to buy cards. And so I was hoping maybe we can talk a little bit about that. And so, but first, before we get into that, can you give us a little bit of a background of your time at COMC? I know you've done a variety of things, and I think it'd be great to be able to hear what exactly your role is there at the site.
Yeah, no problem. So, lifelong collector, born in '86, so I grew up in that excellent '90s era of junk wax and Seattle Mariners making the playoffs for the first time ever.
Very nice.
So that's how I kind of grew up. Let's flash forward now, 2012. I'm on the job hunt, and I come along, I find COMC. So I had always known about COMC. I had no idea that they were in my backyard. So I joined the company in October of 2012 as a catalog expert, identification expert. And with that, I was looking at thousands of cards on a daily basis and putting them in the catalog where they need to go. If I see a 91 Fleer, I'm making sure that it's in the 91 Fleer set with everything else. Or if it's, an error card, that we're documenting that, hey, this is the error variation of that card. I did that for a few years, and then I transitioned over to the customer service team. Kind of got my feet wet in understanding how our customers used our site, what their issues were, what they liked and what they didn't like. And that was extremely beneficial to my current role, which is communications manager. With that insight, I was able to see how people utilize COMC from a lot of different angles, not just, how I use COMC. And it's interesting because, if you're familiar with COMC, you know that there's probably a dozen or so, or even more different ways that you can utilize COMC as a buyer, a seller, a flipper. We have a mailbox service where you can have cards shipped from anywhere in the world, so you can use a COMC account to just kind of pull your purchases together before you ship them overseas or wherever you may want to ship them. So that really helped me understand what all of our customers how they were using our service. So in my current role right now as communications manager, I'm responsible for most of the outgoing messaging and marketing and social media aspects of COMC. That includes things like all of the content that you see on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages. I do have a little bit of help, so that's always nice. And then as well as, I write blogs, I write tutorials, things like that, documentation. That's kind of my role at COMC. I do a little bit of everything still. I still definitely help out customer service when they need it. I don't mind getting my feet wet and helping catalog cards still. It helps me stay fresh in the hobby, and kind of see what's coming up, that I might not, enjoy myself. For example, I like basketball cards, so I can tell you, every parallel of Panini Prism basketball and
Sure.
what it
Sure.
comes from. But
All
I don't,
40 of them.
41 actually with the white sparkle.
Okay.
So anyways, but with that, when I'm cataloging cards, maybe I never opened soccer products, but other people are sending in their soccer cards to us, and now I get to learn all of the parallels of, flawless soccer or immaculate soccer. So yeah, I've done a little bit of everything at COMC, and it's been a wild ride over the last 8 years.
Okay. That's yeah, I think it sounds like that background really gives you a chance to experience the breadth of the things that are going on at the company,
Absolutely.
which seems to make sense, with the communications role that you've got. So if somebody is new to COMC and they have not really used the site before, um, let's talk through, a little bit about some of the advantages of buying on COMC. I think at last count, there's somewhere around 4.7 million cards that are available for purchase on COMC. Is that right?
So there's 4.69, yeah, 4.7 million, but that's just unique cards. So that's
Right.
not counting the 100, 1991 Fleer Griffies that we might have, or the 30 Mahomes rookies from 2017 Prism. That's just unique cards. So
Okay.
actually, I think the count might be closer to 21 or 22 million total cards.
Okay. And so it sounds like one of those advantages is selection, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about some of the advantages. Obviously, the selection is, unmatched. Um, Not only that, but when you're looking through, 10 of the same card, you're getting 10 unique scans of those cards. So it's not a look at it and, we only use one image. No, we use a unique image for every copy that we have of that card. So the card that you see is a card that you're going to get. You can look and determine, which one has the best centering, or, we do a good job of, notating any flaws that a card might have as well. But, we have those high quality scans that you can just look at, and that that's the card you're going to get when you add it to your cart or you buy it with your COMC account. So that's a really big one. The other, with that, if you're prospecting, for example, I don't think that there's any better, and maybe I'm just biased, because I've been with the company for so long and I love it to death.
Sure.
But if you're prospecting and you're trying to stash away, a single A baseball prospect for 2 years down the line, maybe if you're not familiar with COMC, you're going on eBay and maybe those cards are only $1 now, but you're paying shipping every single time.
Sure.
With COMC, there might be 24 copies in stock, and they're all around that dollar price point, but you're not having to pay shipping every time. And then you get into some of the deeper benefits. You can pay shipping once and you can have all of those cards shipped to you, and they can be in your possession. That's kind of the traditional shopping cart purchase that most people, are accustomed to with your Amazons and your eBays of the world. But I would say that the number one buying advantage on COMC is our online inventory model, where, if you sign up for a free account and you purchase those items using COMC store credit, you can have those items sit in your account. You can have those cards sit in your account for as long as they need to be, whether it's, 1 year or 2 years. If you want to, just buy cards over the course of a month and then have them ship out at the end of the month, they're all shipped combined into one package, you can do that. But, in that prospecting scenario, let's say 2 years down the line, well, now your prospect is hitting, 17 home runs at the All-Star break, and that $1 card that you bought 2 years ago, now that's selling for $6 on COMC. And if you were prospecting, your intention all along was to resell it for profit. Instead of having that card shipped out to you, you can just literally just give that card a new price, and that card that you bought 2 years ago is now back up for sale at the marketplace, and you're going to make a pretty nice profit from it, and you did very little work.
And so you never even had to take physical possession of it.
No, I mean, you can, if that's what you want to do, if you want to get the card in hand and put it in a box or whatever you want to do with it, you can certainly do that. When you buy a card, with COMC Credit and it's in your online inventory, you control it 100% of the time at any time. So, say that player hits, makes their season debut in September, gets a September call up, and they hit 2 home runs, and that card is now a $12 card. Instead of having to ship it to yourself and list it yourself, you just give it a new price, and it'll, likely sell if the player is, popular enough or has done something to drive their market upward.
Now, all of the inventory that a customer sees on the site, that's all physically housed in one of your warehouses. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have several different warehouses, in the US and Canada. And so that's the other thing, is that every card on our site has been seen by a card expert, someone who's evaluated the card for condition, and then someone who has gone ahead and cataloged that card correctly. So you're not getting, if you order a Silver Prism, you're not getting a base card.
Sure.
Or if you order a Silver Prism and there's no condition note, that card's going to be in near mint condition or better. You're not going to get a card that's all dinged up with a bent corner, because number one, our team looked at it and determined this is a near mint card. And number two, you have a scan of the actual card that you're going to receive, so you can look at it yourself and judge if it has any conditional flaws. So yeah, everything that's for sale from our consigners has been sent directly to us, and we've had eyes on it before it's gone live on the website.
If I go to the site and I'm not logged in, and I'm not sure why I would do that, but it looks like there's an option. Can somebody buy cards even if they don't have an account?
Yeah. So we always recommend that, you sign up for an account. Signing up for an account is free. So there are I can think of 3 main ways to buy on COMC. So, the first way, you can just do a simple guest checkout. Guest checkouts are, you browse the website, you find some cards you want, you add them to your shopping cart, you say, hey, no, I don't want to create an account. With this, you're given some limited shipping options. So you have less shipping options, and, you make your transaction. You can pay via PayPal or a credit or debit card via PayPal. You check out, you get your cards, and hey, we hope you come back. The second way to purchase cards is, you sign up for your account, but you don't want to use store credit. Hey, maybe it's a little tedious, or, you just don't want to do that. You still just want to pay with PayPal, or you want to pay with a credit card. Again, you just add cards to a shopping cart and check out. You're given a handful more different shipping options. Just one of the benefits of being a member of COMC. Another benefit of just being a member of COMC is you're going to save at least 15% on your order. And then with that, you check out, your cards arrive in the mail, and, hey, thank you so much for being a member. The third way, which, I believe it to be the most superior way to buy cards online anywhere, not just on COMC, and that's with the store credit and online inventory system.
Sure.
And that's where, you buy store credit via PayPal, or credit debit card via PayPal. We process all of our transactions through PayPal. So you get your $100 of store credit, or however much you want to purchase. At that point, you can buy cards directly on the website, and they go into your online inventory, or you can make offers on items too. So the store credit model unlocks the ability to make offers on items.
Okay.
And so with that, the reason we do that, and the reason is because we want the transaction to be instantaneous when either party makes a decision. So, when you send that offer to the seller and they accept, that they receive their funds and the card is immediately transferred into your account. So that's one of the reasons why the offer system is linked to store credit, because we want transactions to be instantaneous,
Sure.
And
do you know what percentage of sellers offer discounts or accept offers? Because it's an option, right? The seller doesn't have to accept an offer. Not. Do you know about what percentage do accept offers?
I don't have the percentage on hand. By default, seller's account is set up to accept offers of 50% off.
I do to them. Right. I mean, they'll listen to the offer, not.
Yes. They'll listen to an offer, so you can send that offer. They might counter offer. They might accept. Some sellers, they raise it to they'll only listen to offers of 80% off or 75%. They can set what they want. They can also turn it off entirely so they're not accepting offers. In general, this isn't a number or something that I have on hand. In general, I feel like about 90% or more of our sellers at least listen to offers. So
it's probably a best practice for a buyer to at least try to make an offer to see if there's an opportunity to maybe get the card for a little bit less than the listed asking price.
Yeah, absolutely. And another cool feature for sellers is that we set up the ability for them to have an auto accept. So, hey, maybe I don't want to, I'll accept 90% of an offer on any card, right? So I don't even want to have to respond to your offer. You send me a 90% offer and the offer is just immediately accepted because that's what I've set up. So there are sellers that have it set up like that as well.
So if I'm looking for cards to buy and I go to the search screen at the top, it's going to give me several different options of how I want those search results sorted. And it seems like there's a lot of different filtering options on the sidebar of the site. Are there any other kind of best practices for buyers, things that they need to be aware of?
You know what? I would say, if you're not familiar with COMC, just type the name and some players that you're looking for at the top and just kind of mess around with things. You can't really break anything on the site. You can't really do anything that would be detrimental to your collecting experience, to your COMC experience. When you search for a player like Patrick Mahomes, you can sort that search result by, cards that we've recently added to the site. You can sort by oldest, you can sort by highest price, lowest price, most in stock, whatever you're really looking for. And that's, in the upper right corner. And then on the left side, there's a bar that has, you filter your search results by things like attributes and, the team. Hey, maybe you only want Mahomes when he played for the, Texas Tech Red Raiders. I think
that's right.
I think I'm right there. I'm gonna double check. But maybe you just want some college cards of him, so you can filter out your search so that it's far more granular. You can search for just rookie cards or just autographs. Really whatever you're looking for, you can definitely narrow that search down. So with that, for example, let's say you're putting together you're searching for a Mahomes red, white, and blue prism from, 2019, not a rookie card.
Sure.
So with that, you can click into that card once you see it in your search result. And from there, you can look at, say I'm looking at that red, white, and blue. On the left side, it's also going to show you the other parallels that are similar to that card. So you're going to see like the orange prism, the disco prism, the base card. And you can just click those links to quickly go to those cards as well. Those similar cards. Maybe you're trying to put together a rainbow, for example. And we offer that, maybe there's a parallel that you didn't know existed, but if we've seen it, it's going to be listed on that left side. The other cool thing from here is, say you're looking at a card from the red, white, and blue set. You can actually click the red, white, and blue set, and you can see all the cards we have from that set, not just that Mahomes. So maybe you're trying to put together the entire red, white, and blue set, for example.
Okay. Now, you mentioned before that one of the advantages is that you can make a purchase and it's kind of housed in your online inventory, but you don't have to have it immediately shipped.
Yep.
And other than, the minimizing your shipping costs, are there other advantages of building up kind of a stock of cards or an inventory of cards before you have them shipped to you?
I mean, obviously the big one is just saving money on shipping. I mean, like I said, the flipping scenario comes into mind where, hey, you might have bought this card in June and it might be a football card. Well, now it's week 3 of the NFL and the player you bought has just, done something incredible. And now instead of shipping that card to yourself, you can profit off it for sure. But for me, I think that the big one, the thing that a lot of people tend to use the online inventory system for is that, combined shipping. It just makes it really helpful if you don't need that card in hand immediately. There's no sense in paying multiple shipping charges, right? Like let's say I'm somebody who buys cards, 2 times a week. Maybe I place a shipment request every month or so for everything that I picked up in a given month, and instead of paying $4.99 shipping twice every week, so effectively $40 over the course of a month. Now I'm just paying $5 shipping at the end of the month. Another, good way, a good use of the online inventory system is maybe you are building a set. You can quickly reference all of the cards in an online inventory much quicker than you can by going to a box and, looking at the backs of the cards, and having to figure out which card number I don't have in that set. So that's going to also help you if you're, a set builder or a player collector.
Isn't there also a like a monthly shipping bonus if like for every so many cards that you actually have shipped to you?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
like a rebate or a store credit that you get?
Yep. So there is a $5 per 100 cards shipped in any given month
Okay.
bonus. So if you do ship 100 cards in the month of January or February, the first day of the next calendar month, you're going to get a kickback of $5 per every 100 shipped.
So the key thing there is don't have like 95 cards shipped to you. Go ahead and find 5 more cards to take advantage of that full.
Right. And with how dynamic our marketplace is, you might think, well, 5 cards is going to cost me, more than 5. It's probably not. So you're probably actually going to end up making money if you're at 95 or 96 and you just add 4 or 5 cheap cards to your shipment request before you check out.
So that's probably a good advantage.
Yep.
Or a good thing to know as a buyer. So you talked about the couple other ways to potentially purchase cards or to purchase cards. I know one of the advantages for a seller that I'm going to talk about in one of the future podcasts is the partnership or the cross listing of cards both on CalmSea.com as well as eBay. Mm-hmm. And if I'm not mistaken, a couple months ago, this in December I think it was, you started also having the opportunity for auctions.
Yep.
And so I know as a seller that's an advantage that sellers have, but as a buyer, how does a buyer take advantage of that auction functionality?
Yeah, so this is actually pretty new to COMC. We did launch auctions where, a seller can say, hey, I don't want to sell this card on the COMC marketplace at a buy it now price. I want to let it ride at a 7-day auction on eBay. So we set that up for sellers. Now there's a really cool aspect of that for buyers, which I think for me is like the killer app to the 7-day auctions, especially as a buyer. So I can go to eBay and I can look at all of those 7-day auctions, or I can go to COMC, under the browse tab, there's an auctions page as well that shows all of the items ending soon. It's just like any search result where you can sort it by, high price, ending soon, however you want. And with that, say I click into a card on that COMC search result and it says, all the information I need and then place bid. When I click that place bid button, it's going to send me to the auction listing on ebay.com. So with this, let's say there's a couple cards that I want that are ending at auction tonight. So I win them. And so I'm presented with a couple different options. The first option, I can pay for them on eBay and I can have them immediately shipped to me, the standard, experience that you're used to with eBay.
Yep.
Or I can go back to my dashboard on CalmSea in my account. I can link my eBay account to my CalmSea account. And then any auctions that I've won from that eBay account will populate under the auctions won page. And I can pay for those with CalmSea Store Credit. Okay. Now, not only can I pay for those with CalmSea Store Credit, they're instantly transferred into my account just as if I had bought them on CalmSea.com.
So those auctions can also then just be rolled right into your other, inventory that you're combining and shipping.
Yeah, so I can, say I bought, 50 cards on CalmSea and I've won 3 auctions on eBay. I can just pay for those eBay auctions that, CalmSea eBay auctions, not other eBay auctions, but I can pay for those CalmSea eBay auctions with my CalmSea account, and then I can ship those cards with all my other cards that I've bought on CalmSea.com. Alternatively, if I win a card at auction, I can do that same scenario where I can try and flip it and just set a new asking price for it. If maybe I felt, hey, this player isn't hot right now, and I get this card at a steal at auction because he doesn't have a whole lot of buzz. And then, 2 months down the line, he scores 40 points in a game or something like that. Well, now that card's hot. and I have it just sitting in my account waiting to sell. So there's a ton of different benefits. I think that the purchase with COMC Credit, I think that's something that people, it's very non-traditional for our hobby, right? Like it's very
Sure.
innovative, and just there's definitely a learning curve to COMC, especially the store credit and the online inventory. It's just something that's very new in the space. So I think once people really get the hang of that, and I feel like it's been a slow ramp up, and people are just kind of the people who do everything on COMC, who do the flipping, the buying, and the selling. I think
Yep.
that they figured out the power of it right away. And now all the new buyers and new sellers that we've been reaching lately, I think that a lot of people have seen the power of what it can do and how cool it is. And with that, it's generated a whole lot more buzz with auctions. So I think it's really exciting. And we've put out I do want to say we have put out just a ton of documentation on our blog, blog.comc.com.
Yep.
And also on the auctions page, just regarding all of this functionality, because I expect, people who are listening to the podcast probably have questions.
Sure.
That we won't cover here. But all of the functionality is covered in blogs and documents about it. And as always, if you aren't familiar with how something works, or you do want more information about it, you can always contact our customer service team. It's just staff@comc.com, and they can definitely point you in the right direction and help you get started with things like linking your eBay and your COMC account, or any questions you might have about store credit. They do a really good job of running down the full list of features and services that we offer.
Great. So one other thing that I wanted to touch on that's kind of related is your partnership with Upper Deck and the ePack platform.
Yep.
I know that those brand new ePack cards are purchased from Upper Deck directly, but if I'm not mistaken, COMC serves as the fulfillment, who fulfills those orders of the physical cards that are part of that ePack platform.
Yep.
And so talk to me a little bit about, that people are buying them on Upper Deck, but they're taking possession through COMC. Is that correct?
Yeah. So I can step through that a little bit. So we started partnering with ePack, I think 2015-16 Upper Deck Series 1 hockey was the first product. I think that was the Connor McDavid year. Yep. So ePack, if you're not familiar, super revolutionary service by Upper Deck. You can buy packs, boxes, and I believe even cases on their website. You can open them up digitally. They're digital packs with physical cards inside those packs. And we provide fulfillment for all of the physical cards found within the packs. There are a lot of digital cards that only exist in the digital space that you can't transfer to COMC. But there are also most of the big hits, the autographs, the relics, the serial number cards, things of that are
inserts,
physical,
right?
Inserts. Yeah.
Yep.
It depends on sets. Some sets are more digital and some sets are 100% physical. It just depends on what you're into. So with those, you can trade them on the ePack platform. You can request shipment on the ePack platform. That's all fulfilled by us. So you don't even have to have a COMC account. You can just ship, whichever physical card you want from ePack, and we'll provide fulfillment. You don't need to do anything associated with a COMC account. But there is another cool feature where you can transfer any of those physical cards over to COMC and do, a couple different things. You can sell them on our marketplace, and that's as simple as, transferring them from ePack and then just, giving them a price when they're in your inventory manager. And you can also just have them ship, with your cards that you might have bought on COMC, or you can just, have them sit in your account or ship them out directly from COMC if that's what you want to do. In terms of shipping them, I'm pretty sure it's both it's the same shipping options regardless of where you ship them. If you ship them on ePack or COMC, there is that benefit. If you do have cards in your COMC account, you can definitely combine them with there once they've been transferred over your COMC account. So that's kind of how the ePack partnership works. Do
you have the same ability, like you had just talked about with the eBay auctions? Do you have the same ability to use COMC store credit to purchase ePack, like from Upper Deck?
No, not right now. So
Okay.
you can't take your COMC store credit and buy packs on
Okay.
ePack. I can't say for certain if that's something that would be done in the future. I can say personally it makes 100% sense, but I'm not 100% sure if that's
Sure.
something that we will support in the future. But you can always take your COMC credit. You can always request a cash out on COMC and then spend it wherever you like,
Right.
obviously, and just kind of do the whole circle of COMC credit to ePack and so forth and so forth.
Sure. So what other tips or things do buyers need to know? What are some other things that can give them a little bit of an advantage or make things easier as they're trying to buy cards on the site? Is there anything else that we haven't covered that you want to make sure that the buyers are aware of?
I think we've done a pretty encompassing job. I will say new cards are added to our site 24/7, 365. So, we always have consigners sending us cards. We're always uploading cards into their account and they're always pricing them out for sale. I will say that if you want to, one of the cool things that I'm not sure many people know about is just kind of looking at the recently added section without searching for a player.
Sure.
So if you come to CalmSea.com and instead of typing a player in that search result, you just hit go, you're going to see all cards that are being priced out by sellers and added to our marketplace almost in real time. And so that's a really good place to find, underpriced cards or find really rare cards that, go up for sale and then get bought out within 5 minutes or within 2 minutes in some cases. I would just say, we offer, at first it can be a little daunting, but once you've spent some time with it, you can realize how granular you can get your search results down to. You can maybe type in Tom Brady in the go bar at the top, but by the time you're done with it, you're only looking at, cards from 2002. And you can do that all just by, the left search attributes and search filters and things like that. Another good tip I would say is there's a section in the browse bar in the browse tab called on sale. And that's going to show you all of our consigners who are running sales. At any given time, we probably have around 300 or so sellers running sales. And with that, you can search by, percent off asking price. And maybe somebody's, just trying to, make some money to buy a big PC card. So they're running, a 60% off sale. They might not have the players or, kind of the cards you're looking for. But if you're just looking for a good deal, maybe you set up at your local show every month. That's a good way just to find some fresh inventory, for example, at 60% off of that seller's asking price.
And there's also the opportunity to buy somebody's entire portfolio there too, right? Sellers
Yep.
can sell
Yep.
like their entire portfolio at once.
Yeah, absolutely. In order to do that, you do need to do it with COMC store credit.
Okay.
That's definitely one thing, but with that you're buying everything that they want to sell. So it's not a pick and choose. You can go to their port and pick and choose. But yeah, we do definitely offer the ability to sell all of your cards all at once via a portfolio sale.
The last thing that I was thinking of from a buyer's perspective is I know I've not used it personally, but I know it exists as a link on the site, is a watch list. Does that function similar to like a saved search on eBay or some other things that people might be familiar with? Does it notify you if a certain card or set gets added that you're looking for?
Unfortunately, no, it doesn't. A good way to do that is to set up an RSS feed. Our site's pretty RSS friendly. If you're not familiar with that, just Google, RSS feeder, and you'll get a ton of search results for different search or different RSS feeders. Most of them should be compatible with COMC. The watch list is somewhat similar to eBay's in that, you add a card to it and maybe you want to watch it and maybe the price goes down. Maybe that seller runs a sale. You can leave yourself a note for that. Maybe it's, maybe you only want to watch cards from, a particular set, or like I said, you're trying to put together a rainbow, right?
Right.
So yeah, we do have a watch list, but unfortunately, it doesn't do any kind of search notifications or anything like that.
Okay. Cool.
I would say one thing that we didn't cover is our mailbox service. I just want to touch on really quick.
Sure.
mailbox service. It's pretty cool. You can actually buy cards from anywhere in the world and have them shipped to your COMC mailbox, and those cards will be uploaded into your COMC account. I think that one of the benefits is definitely for like college kids and for international customers. So, with international shipping, it can get pretty expensive. But, if you're buying from, say, an eBay seller located in the United States or Canada, and instead of paying that global shipping fee, you're just paying domestic shipping to have the card sent directly to your COMC account. And then from there, you can combine it with any other cards that you've either had sent to your mailbox or that you've bought on COMC, and you can kind of combine them and ship them all at once. So, international shipping does get expensive when you use tracking.
Right.
So with that, maybe it's that same scenario where, you buy cards for 6 months and, instead of paying, $20 to $40 shipping on every single one, some cards it might just not be worth it when it's, a $3 and $5 card. Well, now you've got 6 months worth of those $3 and $5 cards, and now you can send yourself a priority shipment with tracking internationally.
Okay. Yeah, that seems like a good advantage, especially for those international buyers.
Absolutely.
Cool. Well, I hopefully we've covered the majority of topics to get people started. If they haven't already checked out COMC, that they'll need to know if they're going to start shopping on the site. Where can people get a hold of you if they want to see more about what you have to say and see some of the other content that you're producing for the site?
Yeah, so the website's CalmSea.com. We also have a blog.comc.com, which is where you're going to find a lot of the helpful material on how to use the site. We also do hobby features like top 10 baseball prospects of 2019, things like that. Social media links, we're on Facebook, facebook.com/CalmSea. Twitter, we're at Check Out My Cards. Same with Instagram at Check Out My Cards. And on those, we do daily hobby content. So you're going to see things like top selling players on COMC. You're going to see our top selling eBay auctions, things of that nature. We like to highlight players who people want to see. We like to highlight really cool cards that are added to our marketplace. So I would definitely recommend giving a couple of those social media pages a follow for sure.
Great. Well, thanks for joining us today, James. I appreciate it.
And absolutely. And thanks for everything that you do for the hobby as well. I think, like I said, I follow your content, and I know that you do a really, really good job kind of championing us and talking about your selling experience on COMC. So that's greatly appreciated. We always love to hear people having success, what you like, what you don't like. And, that helps us decide, how we're going to improve the service. And yeah, so I really appreciate you as well. And I really appreciate you bringing me on the podcast today.
Yeah, no problem. I've been a customer or a user of the site since late 2015, and so I've had nothing but good experiences through my first 3.5 or 4 years or so. And so yeah, I'm happy to do it. I'm glad we were able to get this done.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yep.
Well, we hit on a ton of stuff there. If there's something that you want to hear more about or another question that we didn't get to that you're curious about, feel free to reach out at WaxPackHero@gmail.com or at @TheMikeSummer on Twitter, or reach out to James at the contact information that he shared, and we'll be happy to touch base on that. But before we go today, I do want to say thanks again to Monkey Shines, who left a review on Apple Podcasts. He left another 5-star review that says, "Well-produced podcast about the hobby we love. Thoughtful content and useful info. Keep it up." Thanks, and I plan to do just that, starting with our next episode where we start to touch on the selling side of COMC. Thanks again, and I'll catch you next time.